Well, there's no other place I'd want to be than out in the Trans-Pecos. It's, yeah, sometimes you drive an hour for a steak dinner, but it's the solitude and the scenery, the wildlife resources, just everything about it's pretty special. And biodiversity here from a natural resource standpoint is unbelievable. It's wild, it's untamed, it's the last frontier. It took millions of years for it to look the way it does, but I think we all know that it can take a very short amount of time to change it drastically. Respect Big Ben's job is to make sure that those that live out here and appreciate this country have a voice. Energy development hasn't always been done that way, but it can. This isn't wide open plains country. This is mountainous country, grasslands. It's someplace special that has relatively stayed untouched for the last 150 years.
The population of Texas is about 30 million people and growing rapidly. Respect Big Bend is a collaborative effort formed by the Cynthia George Mitchell Foundation to empower landowners, community members, and industry representatives to develop energy responsibly.
Energy has been a big driver in this state for decades. Obviously, oil and gas, the impact, both good and bad, in West Texas is well documented and it's well known. We've watched that country around Midland, Odessa, the Permian Basin develop in a way that's probably not the best for the communities. This is an effort to try to get ahead of it and not wait until it's too late. So what's the best way to develop energy so it has the least amount of impact to the land as possible? And when there is an energy boom, how do we give a voice to small towns as energy development changes their community? Well, it starts with a unique, large-scale collaboration. All stakeholders, including industry and landowners and community members, coming to the table to determine how we want to see development take place. We're heading out now to visit with a good friend of mine, Craig Carter. You know, Craig is one of many very important voices on our stakeholder advisory group. ¿Cómo estás?
When I'm out and about every morning, I'm actually getting to drive around in my church. And I want the generations coming behind me to have that same feeling. A lot of people say every day here is hard, but to me it's worth it. It's a spiritual place. When it comes to developing energy responsibly, I think what that means is doing enough research to find out what kind of impact there's going to be on the water sources, on the wildlife. Sometimes it's a little balanced towards the oil and gas companies because they're experienced in making these deals. So Respect Big Bend, to me, is the kind of organization that can help with information. They're having a conversation about all the things that we're talking about possibly coming, and that conversation is so important. Respect Big Bend gives us information, tools to gather information about making decisions for this part of the world, for our ranch, other ranches, the parks out here, the whole area.
We're back in Alpine now, headed to go meet with Brewster County Judge Elazar Cano, another one of our stakeholder advisory group members at the Brewster County Courthouse.
Nobody out here is opposed to growth or progress. We all look forward to it and we all want it to happen in a responsible manner. Oil and gas companies, solar, wind power, they're not the enemies. Our job is to make sure it's done in a responsible manner. Collaborating proactively is a win-win for everybody. We all come in with different skill sets, but we have the common goal of preserving what we have. And that is what Respect Big Ben's all about.
We need people like Respect Big Ben helping landowners make decisions, find out the information we need. It's going to make an impact on generations to come.
There is a balance that can be achieved that could work for everybody.
And the sooner that we get on board and get ahead of that curve, I think we'll be much better prepared for when it does happen. Not if, but when it happens.
This country is a big country and it should stay big. We just have to always be responsible to try to be a good steward of what we have.